This is the Epilogue.
So, first question in this series is, give us one book that you would give to your great grandchildren. This is, you have to read this book. If I can give you one book, this is the book you need to read. What book is that?
The Prophet by Khalil Gibran.
Why?
I've been reading it since I finished high school. Somebody gave it to me as a gift when I graduated high school. It has so much wisdom in it. And I have heard passages read at funerals, passages read at weddings. I have reflected on passages at various times, and I go back to it over and over again.
I've never heard it. I'm going to check that one out.
Yeah, The Prophet. It's online.
Okay. One book you love that isn't loved, or it maybe isn't as popular.
I love Semple Takes a Wife.
Okay.
By Langston Hughes,
Okay,
and
yeah.
it's hardly ever mentioned. People will do all kinds of work and discussions of Langston Hughes. I love that book because it puts women front and center. And in a conversation between two men, to have women so centered is quite interesting.
That's amazing.
Excellent. What? You probably already answered this question.
Yes, I did. Invisible Man. Go and ask.
One book that is loved that you don't quite love, Invisible Man. And you know what's interesting? Even in Toni Morrison's documentary, she critiques the book. And she talks about how it was the epitome, I guess, of the white gaze.
Yeah.
And she was like invisible to who? I thought that was so... Ooh, that just stabbed me in the heart when I heard her say that.
There's merit in the novel.
Right.
But
right.
I don't love it.
When I got done reading, I kind of was like, I don't know what's wrong with me, but I don't really, like, I wasn't blown away like everybody told me I
It's
would
too
be.
much.
Yeah, it is too much.
If it were about 200 pages
There you
shorter,
go. Yes.
it would be awesome.
Absolutely. I feel like this, anyway, this is not about Invisible Man. So.
What's your favorite word? One word that is just your favorite.
Love.
That's good.
Is there a line, or as we say, a bar in a book that you just took you aback? You were like, when you read it, you were like, this is going to stick with me forever.
The night is beautiful, so the faces of my people.
I know that. That's,
I'm about to get the shower.
yes.
Langston
Yes. Is that,
My people.
My people.
And that
That's
was
right,
the
poetry of
poem
my
that
people,
made me fall in love with him.
Yeah.
It was written in 1926.
Yeah.
I read it in 1971. I had no idea that anybody in 1926 appreciated the beauty of black people like that.
Yeah.
The night is beautiful, so the faces of my people.
Because he uses the refrain of my people.
Yes.
That's good. Your favorite film that came from a book?
Or do you hate all movies that are adaptations of books? You feel like they just don't do them justice?
I don't hate them all. I don't know that I have a favorite. I guess I like the color purple. It's different from the book. And I just saw Margaret Avery last weekend at the celebration. Alice Walker turned 75 in February, but the celebration for her 75th was last weekend in Eatonton, her hometown. And Margaret Avery, who played Suge, was there. That scene when Suge goes to church,
Come on, somebody.
I cry almost every time I see that, and I've seen it
Sinners got souls,
dozens
too.
of times. So to see Margaret Avery in person, and she actually started singing a little bit, but then she stopped.
Yeah.
So
it probably sent the whole crowd. It probably sent y'all. Oh.
yeah. So I think, I like the book for other reasons. There are things in the book that are not in the movie.
Yes.
And there are things in the movie that are not in the book.
Paperback, hardback, audio, or digital?
If I'm reading personally, I like paperback because it's softer and more flexible. If I'm using it a long time, I like hardback because it holds up better.
Yeah.
And if I'm driving a lot like I do to get to work, I like the audio.
Yeah, but you don't fool with the digital.
Nope.
Yeah. Ideal environment to read in. Paint the picture. Are we sipping tea? Are we laying in bed? Are we on a chase? Where are we at?
If I really got to pick and I could do it whenever I wanted to,
Yes.
I'm in Grand Cayman.
Okay.
And I'm surrounded by beautiful palm trees.
Okay.
Little lizards are crossing by now and then. I'm in a very comfortable sofa kind of thing. I can't do hammocks.
Yeah.
And the temperature's perfect. I don't need any fan. I don't need any blanket. And I have some beverage of choice nearby.
There you go. You may be able to do that pretty soon, actually.
I'm looking forward to it.
Your favorite character in all of canon of literature?
It's simple.
Okay.
Yeah, just be simple.
And I knew that. I knew that
Yes.
was coming.
Why do you read?
Because I love it. I read, I learn things. I can go places I'm not. I can put myself inside characters that I'm not and just be them. I can rejoice that I'm not them. Back to Walter Mosley's comment about Toni Morrison's characters. I savor those phrases. So it's really a love affair for me.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's excellent. Thank you, Dr. Akiba Harper, for joining us. This has been wonderful. And is there anything that you would like to share? Talk about your book briefly. Can we get it? Anything that you would just like to share for the people who are listening?
Not So Simple is digital.
Okay.
So you should be able to get it if you have access to those books that have been digitized, published by University of Missouri Press. But you can't really enjoy it until you read the Semple stories.
Right, yeah.
So those are also online. Those are digital books. And I would recommend volume 7 and 8 of the collected works of Langston Hughes, because that's all of them.
Okay.
Including some that I dredged up that Langston Hughes didn't even put inside of books.
Okay.
Because there's a lot more Semple stories than exist in the books he collected. That's another whole discussion. But the character I love, he is timeless to me. We talked about how Pilot and Ruth are so different. One is very advantaged, one is not so much advantage economically, but then one is wiser than the other. Semple and his friend are like that. And I enjoy having Langston Hughes present. First of all, you cannot read even one of them and think all black people are alike.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which is a misconception that sometimes we have about ourselves and sometimes people who are not black have about black people. You cannot come out of that and think that all black people are alike. But all black people have value.
Yes.
So whether it's the landlady, because I mentioned Semple Takes a Wife as my favorite book, the landlady that typically we hate our landladies because they want our money.
Yeah.
But we get a story from the landlady's perspective, and you suddenly realize what she's been through to make her the way she is. It's just, I love the variety of characters that are in it, and I love that the character we normally would say, he's not too... But he is. He's the smarter character, and the one who has the college education and more money actually is not so smart. So I just love it because it keeps you on edge. It flips all kinds of scripts.
Interesting enough, my mom made me do a report on Langston Hughes when I was in elementary school, and I chose to do a report on one of the Semple stories. I don't remember, but I just remember reading and doing a book report on that. And that was like my introduction into Langston Hughes.
Awesome.
Yeah, because we had all kind of literature. But thank you so much.
It was amazing.
We appreciate it. Yes, we just went to class. We just had lit class. Lit class is lit.
So how can I get this available to my students? You're going to tell me about that after we finish?
Yep.
Okay.
Your students can definitely listen to this episode and others.
Yes.
And we would definitely get this to you.
All right.
Thank you.
You just saw the cover, but there's more to life.
This podcast is in partnership with 4th District and Terminus Collective.